Wix Studio, the platform for agencies and enterprises to manage clients and projects with max efficiency, sharing Wix's SEO tech to help you drive growth.
Fix errors, waste, and issues in a couple of clicks. Get alerted whenever you're off track. Sign up at trueclicks.com.
Entity lifting, the digital PR link technique that future-proofs rankings. That's a pretty big claim, but bear with me. Okay, normally I start speeches with the PAS format, problem, agitate, solution. And I normally say, Brighton SEO, we've got a problem, but where do I start? HCU, link spam, scale content abuse, the March update, AI, Reddit, and throw in the odd SEO heist to boot. You don't need more problems today. You need solutions. And today, hopefully, you'll walk away with at least one thing to try to solve client problems. But we do need to talk about one big problem, and that's the future of search. Is it this? I don't know how many of you have seen this. This is the Rabbit R1. Went viral. It's very cheap. It's a large action model. It does things. It orders the pizza for you once you train it to. So, is it that? Is it this, SGE, Google's search generative experiment that has us all quaking in fear until it gets released? Who knows when it's coming? Could be next week. We just don't know. Clients, everybody's worried about it. Or is it this? Is AI going to wipe us out completely? Possibly, you never know. Skynet's coming. So, but there are some things we do know, and I'm going to tell you why you should listen to me first of all. So, who am I? My name's Andrew Holland. I'm the Director of SEO at JBH. We're a digital PR and SEO agency based in Manchester and London, and I've been doing this for about 10 years professionally. But I have a weird background. So for 20 years, I was a police officer. And for a large part of that career, I worked in police intelligence. And my job was to gather intelligence, recruit informants, and create sanitized intelligence reports on a search engine. So it was SEO, it's an entity-based search engine. And that's what ended me up in the career I am today. I'm also the author of a book called The Value of SEO. Quick plug, please buy it on Amazon. Pays for my daughter's dance lessons. I am told some of the biggest agencies in the world are using it to train their sales staff, so it is something I recommend you read. Now, you see, in the police, we used to have a saying, there are known risks and there are unknown risks. And this is what we've got to get a head around in SEO. But nothing came without risks. There was nothing that happened. You couldn't do anything that haven't a risk with it. And SEO is exactly the same. You see, part of our role as digital PRs and SEOs is to minimize the financial risk to our brands and clients. But sadly, not all SEOs feel this way, and many take unethical risks in the pursuit of glory, that big massive traffic graph that everyone loves. And this causes Google to react. And that's what's happened. We've seen sites recently de-index, rankings crash, people obliterated, Reddit's everywhere. Now, one of the things that I know that you can do, I've been in SEO for a long time, one of the worst things people do is to buy links at scale. Doing anything in isolation never really causes any problems. It's when we do things at scale. Well, the game is up. Google has created a program or artificial intelligence called SpamBrain, and it's using SpamBrain to target link spam. Originally, it was about fraud online, and now it's targeting unethical link networks, link manipulation, that type of thing. And it's not going anywhere. This thing's like Terminator. It's running around the clock. It's in search consoles. It's hunting down people buying links. It's anyone trying to manipulate search, it's trying to find, and it's getting better. So what is the solution? And I'm pretty sure the crowd in here will agree with me. Link earning. That's the solution. That's the antidote to all these problems. But more appropriately, entity lifting, which is what I'm going to discuss with you today. So what is it? It's really a strategic method of using digital PR to get the maximum SEO results for clients. And when we discovered it, which was by accident, by the way, we doubled down on it. And perhaps you've already noticed it yourself. Perhaps I'm talking to people who already have seen this, haven't named it, maybe keeping it to yourself is a bit of an advantage. Sorry, you're going to hate me if that's the case. Okay, so I'm going to give you a bit of a case study. This is the situation. A client of ours came to us, been hit by the HCU update, the link spam update. 2 updates, very short period of time in 2022, and you can see the traffic just declined. It's terrible. It's an e-commerce site in a B2B space, no blog as such, so very few content pieces. It wasn't content, it was links. And he kind of admitted that when he spent £70,000 on links. So, he said, he admitted it, this is what I've been doing, hands up, this is where I'm at, can you help us? So what was the solution? SEO and digital PR. And results started to happen. Some small ones at first. We started to see the needle move from the flat line. But then something went weird. Results started to happen on pages with no SEO improvements. So we'd done no on these pages. This was a category that we weren't even looking at. He told us it wasn't actually that important at the time because his focus was on somewhere else. Then that's what happened on that category. But we'd done nothing. No changes, we couldn't understand what was going on. Why were we getting all these results on this category? And yeah, this is all value. This is obviously the Hrefs value score, but this was an e-commerce page. And this is like not a small niche. This is like Amazon ranking for things and dominating. Some big players in this sector. So what was going on? And it took us a while to figure it out. But the press release information line, that line you put in the outreach email, was driving rankings related to the category mentioned. And I've said press release, but what I mean by the outreach email by that. So the information around the client that you were giving to the journalists, that was driving increases on rankings even when we didn't have a link for that section. And this is actually from the article itself. So very usual, you will have seen this a million times before, I've no doubt. With this in mind, we have spoken to Expert, that was the client, founder of, leading commercial map distributor, commercial map, that's the entity. And there's the link, and the link was to his homepage. Now, when we saw this, I wasn't sure what was going on, to be honest with you, but then I started doing some looking with the NLP tools that we've got. In NLP, I'm not an NLP expert, I'm not an AI expert, I'm not going to pretend I am for a second, because this is complex stuff, getting into dependency parsing, learning about NLP, it's complicated. But when you start using a tool, and this is using TextRaiser, by the way, which is a free tool, you can put a couple lines in, you'll start to see how machines look at content very differently than how we read it, and what they pull out. And from there, you can see straight away, properties, found a leading commercial map distributor, it's pulling out commercial, map distributor, pulling all out from that line. So we came to the conclusion, a PR link can be used to increase rankings even when no link to that category is present. Now, I don't know how long this is going to last. I don't know if this is going on. We'll carry on. I have suspicions of why. I think this is based on to do with Google's leveraging AI more and NLP more. So, and this helped us to reverse the 2022 link spam issue. Now, to be honest with you, it wasn't the only thing we were doing. We did a lot of other things on the site, but we were noticing this, and we started adding it into our tactics when we were trying to get coverage. When the digital PR team were trying to get coverage, this is what they were trying to do, to try and, okay, let's see if we can't lead the journalists around this path to try and get the category mentioned as well as a link. Because, getting those category page links is hard, but it turns out that you might not need to. So, this is the result. Year on year, 47% increase in clicks, and that's pure buyer traffic. pure buyer traffic. It's commercial maths, folks. No one's looking at commercial maths 1-to-1 6-month time. And you can see there, click-through rate, 35% increase. And we tested it repeatedly with various clients. And sure enough, and this is from TextRaiser, by the way, you can go and put your content in there and it'll pull out all kinds of ways in which machines look at it. And sure enough, we had a client in another niche and it started picking out different words, and you can start to see the words that it's picking out from the journalist coverage. And then what happens is, it pops. Everything starts popping, and Ahrefs relates to those terms that it starts picking out. So we came to the conclusion that where we mentioned the entities around the links, things around the link, we got results. And if anything, I want you to remember this before you leave here. It's client, category, link. Now, the link can be the home page. It usually is. That's what we normally get. But if you mention the category, a category on the site that you would like to rank higher, you can have increased rankings. Okay, now here's the crazy thing as well. We saw near instant impact. And this is SEMrush's site visibility tracker, site-wide as well. This is the little red notes. That's where we're landing the links. And you can see it going up and up and up. Now this is instant, near instant. And now I have some theories about that. And that's because I think that the media placements that you get are being indexed faster, crawled faster. The machine's learning what this is about. It's learning more what your clients are about. Now, some people say, well, why does it go down a little bit? Well, everyone else is doing the same. In competitive niches, everyone's landing links all the time. Everyone's running digital PR, everyone's buying links. So there has to be some ups and downs, but it's about how keep it moving forward. It's about keeping those ups more often. So, what does that mean for you? Consider your outreach structure. Now, Google's told us about this before, and it says this is from Google Advice. Remember to give context to your links. The words before and after links matter. So pay attention to the sentence as a whole. That's really interesting. So that's link advice. Now you bear in mind that when we're giving journalists, or where yourselves are giving journalists your outreach emails, you have a lot of people just copy and paste. We know that, don't they? A lot of journalists just copy and paste and put it on there. They want an easy life. So you can potentially start to direct traffic and rankings towards something by including a category there, and I'll show you how we do it. So, but the key thing here, the words before and after a link matter. So what do you want to say about your clients in that link, and can you link it back to some SEO goals? So, here's a very simple framework, by the way, which you all know anyway. I'm not teaching anything new here, I'm just teaching you to think about it from an SEO performance perspective. So, according to experts in someone joked online the other day that according to will become the new near me. Possibly. Okay, so according to your expert clients, that's what you put in the line. You put who your expert client is when you go and do your outreach. The experts in, what's the subject? What's the subject they're experts in that you want to talk about? And brand name at the website. Now, here's where the SEOs, if there's any SEOs in the room, this is where you can have some prescription around this. When you're working with digital PR, and you can say, look, these are the categories you want. Your expert client, you know who that is. That's the spokesperson for the business. Insert keywords. This is what I would do if I was an SEO with you guys. I would be saying, okay, what do we want? Which categories do we want in that? Because usually our clients are experts in multiple portions of categories, multiple categories around a core subject and brand name. So that's how I would fill it in as if I was an SEO and wanted to target it. Now, this is another thing that you need to consider. I'm a big believer in this, that brand mentions are the new backlinks. They're the backlinks of the future. LLMs, large language models, are being trained from data from the best websites in the world. We know that. And there's patterns going in to train it from live data, from crawling websites, and who knows what Google can do. We really don't understand its capabilities. We guess most of the time. But I believe that you need to train artificial intelligence as much as you need to train the search engines, because the AI is the search engine of the future. We know that. Now, joking aside, this is ChatGPT. I just asked it, name me some digital PR agencies in the UK. And sure enough, it came up with our agency first and a few different locations for other agencies. It came up with my agency first because JBH is in my customer instructions. I wish it'd come up with us, but it's finding this information from its own training data. Its own training data is coming because people have been mentioned, people have been linked to, turning up at conferences like this, getting on websites, being speaking at events. All those things add value. They add value to the web. Getting your clients publicity is training the search engine into the future because they're being trained off data. Now, you don't need me to tell this, but this feeds into EEAT. Literally, if you're a search engine and you're having someone constantly be referenced as expert in subject matter, it can't get any better for EEAT than that, can it? Now, I appreciate a lot of people in this room are digital PR specialists, but some of you are SEOs as well, some of you are marketers, some of you work in small marketing teams, and you don't have budget. So what I wanted to do to finish off was give some people some tips of how they can do this kind of thing for themselves if you've got no budget. Because I was there once, I used to have £270 clients a month. It's hard, you're scrapping, and also budgets are tighter. So first of all, you can go and look at this kind of stuff yourself and examine what's landing. Just go Google, according to expert, click the news, and you'll see things that's landing that experts have written. And you're going to be able to get a pretty good idea of what frameworks are landing in what websites within seconds. You can look at that and see what articles are. We sometimes don't use Google enough for our own research. Okay, Hrefs. You can actually go and use their tool and look at things like their add keywords according to fitness experts and see what pops up. And you can look at social shares and things like that and links and what's getting linked to. Most SEOs have got Hrefs usually. And X, Twitter search string. This is old school for most of the digital PRs in the room, but I'll just cover it because it's probably new for the SEOs. Because digital PR, until more recently, was a bit of a closed box from SEOs. We didn't really get it. So X, Twitter, I never know what to call it. Okay, if you use search quotations in the search bar of Twitter, X, you can use looking to speak to, and you will get very generalist. Click on the latest button, and you will get very broad. So if you've got multiple clients, you're a small agency, multiple clients, you don't have the digital PR tools, you can't have the budget for them, you'll get loads of people looking for experts, and you could audit this every day and maybe find something that's worthwhile. Looking to speak with, it's the same thing. And looking to speak to plus experts. Okay, now we're looking for expertise. And if you've got loads of clients, you can go and do this. You've got more broad niches, you can try this, it works. But I tend to find this one works really well. Looking to speak to plus the subject. Looking to speak to plus sleep. And that you have to use it in the quotation marks to get the most results. And this is what we used to do, by the way, at SEO years ago. It's like an old school tactic. And you'll see other things that come up, but you can see here sleep, looking to speak to a sleep expert. It's very focused. You can go down there every day. If you don't have to have all the expensive PR tools if you haven't got the budgets for them. Okay, so here's a full list. Looking to speak to, looking to speak with, and you can go down there and you can add experts, subject, area, city, state, town, and you can also do the same for the journo requests. Now, I'll be honest with you, if you're an SEO without a digital PR team or digital PR budget, this is your go-to. Every day, you've got a few clients, maybe you'll get lucky and grab some digital PR links for them, and if your client's got expertise, it's the easiest way not to run those expensive thousands of pounds a month tools that people have, and because I've been there, I know what it's like. So I just wanted to finish off with some value to make it not just about people with big budgets, because that's not always the case. Okay, so happy pitching. This isn't about necessarily this is going to work forever. I don't know. This is something we've observed happening, and it's a way we're doing things and trying. You can't control how the journalist is going to place the content. They can't say what they're going to say. All we can do is try to get the most value for our clients and maybe be a bit more strategic and bring SEO and digital PR closer together, and then we'll get performance for everyone overall. So thank you for listening. You can screenshot the QR code and you'll get the slide deck you can download. My name's Andrew Holland. You can find me on LinkedIn. You can Google me, I'll come up. If you can go to LinkedIn, you'll find me there. The link to the slide deck is also in my LinkedIn bio at the moment. And if you want to give me a follow, I give a newsletter out to about 30,000 people every week, which breaks down some interesting things going on in the SEO and digital PR world. So thank you very much.
Monthly reporting making you want to shove sharp things up your nose? Try Dragon Metrics, the all-in-one SEO software with mind-blowing reporting tools.
Demand Sphere. Limitless visual insights from the SERPs. Unlimited dashboards and users. Easy to use and easy to scale your growth to new levels.